नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल टेक्नो गपशप। आज के वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे वन ऑफ द मोस्ट अफोर्डेबल ऑटोमेटिक वॉचेस अवेलेबल इन मार्केट विच इज़ Forsigning Jaragar A212. Now this is an automatic watch and this will be a long term review as I've been using this watch for over 3 years. So वीडियो को अंत तक ज़रूर देखें और अगर आप मेरे चैनल पर पहली बार आ रहे हैं तो प्लीज़ लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। सो विदाउट फर्दर अडू लेट्स स्टार्ट द। तो दोस्तों हमारे सामने है यारागर ऑटोमेटिक वॉच मॉडल नंबर A212. Now you guys might be wondering why am I calling it automatic and not mechanical, because there is a slight difference. The main difference between mechanical watch and an automatic watch is the winding mechanism. Mechanical watch में you'll have to wind the crown manually to store the power और उस पावर के बेस पे आपका वॉच मूव करता है. But in terms of automatic watch, if you see, it's a self wind watch. That means जब आप इसको पहनते हैं with the movement of your wrist, इसके पीछे there's a pendulum that moves along with the movement of your wrist, and that in turn generates power in the spring और उसके बेस पे आपका पूरा मूवमेंट काम करता है. So that's the basic difference between mechanical and automatic. काफ़ी लोग they tend to get confused between what's mechanical and what's automatic, so that's the basic difference. Before we get into the technicality of this watch, let's quickly talk about the brand itself. Now Jaragar brand is not very famous brand within India. Actually it's a subsidiary of its parent company, which is Forsigning. Now this company is a Chinese based company and this was founded back in 1970. और इसमें आपको Japanese या Swiss movement नहीं आता है. They have their own movement which is called, I guess, Tongji movement, and the motto behind creating a separate movement was to ensure that they are able to create or they are able to manufacture affordable automatic watches, right? And this is an automatic watch, so इट कम्स विथ 17 jewels. एक बात आपको हमेशा नोटिस करना पड़ेगा कि जो भी आपके ऑटोमेटिक वॉचेस होते हैं उसमें वन ऑफ द फैक्टर दैट ड्राइव्स द प्राइस ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट इज हाउ मेनी jewels does that watch have. 17 jewel is the basic count that any mechanical or any automatic watch has. Now when I say jewel, उसमें होता ये है कि आपके मैकेनिकल एंड ऑटोमेटिक वॉच में काफ़ी सारे पार्ट पुर्जे होते हैं. सो at times with the wear and tear of the watch, when the metal kind of like rubs against the metal, उससे क्या होता है कि आपका life of the watch kind of reduces. So in order to reduce that friction, the watchmakers use jewels like synthetic rubies, so that will ensure that the friction between the machines and the wheels are reduced, and that increases the overall life cycle of your watch. This is a mechanical watch and it has a tourbillon mechanism. As you can see in the bottom of this watch, this is the heart of the watch. Basically it is it works on a spring. Basically whenever you wind this crown manually और जब भी आप इसको regularly wear करते हैं and the pendulum moves, it stores the power in this spring जहाँ से आपके बाकी हैंड्स को पावर मिलता है. So we'll do a separate video on to check how exactly the automatic watches work, but अभी के लिए इतना ही. In terms of accuracy, I believe in a month it has a lag of plus or minus 30 seconds, so which is good considering that it's an automatic watch. और एक बात गौर करने लायक ये है कि it has a power reserve. So in case if you are not wearing this watch, और अगर ये watch stationary है, then you can wind the crown maybe about 15 to 16 times and that will give you a power backup of roughly about 8 hours. So उसके बाद अगर आप घड़ी को still भी छोड़ देते हैं, so it won't stop. So let's talk about the pricing of this watch. If you want to buy a decent automatic watch in India right now, that would cost you somewhere between 8,000 to 15,000 depending on the variant and the company. Now this watch on the other hand is available between 4,000 to 7,000 based upon the variant from this company. So overall it's a good deal, and in case if you want to buy this from US, then you can get it for less than $50. We'll now talk about the feature of this watch. One thing that you will notice on this watch is that काफ़ी सारे buttons आपको इस watch में मिलते हैं. You have your crown which can be used for winding the watch. On top of that you have a chrono button followed by another chrono button on the bottom of the crown. Additionally, on the left hand side आपको एक additional sub crown मिलता है, and then there is an additional button that can be used to adjust the week. If you look at the watch itself, there are two sub dials on this watch. ये वाला जो sub dial है that shows the month, and on the left hand side this sub dial shows your week. One thing to notice is the date. अगर आप इसमें date देखेंगे, so generally in all the watches you get date from 1 till 31st, but in some of the in some of the automatic watches you will see the numbers going up to 39, and that's because the watch uses two-wheel function to change the dates in your date display option here. So you can either pull the crown and adjust the time manually, which will change the date as well. So अगर आप देखेंगे, I am moving the hands of the watch and it will change the date in some time. ध्यान से देखिए, and okay, so the date moved to the 4th. Alright, you also have an option to change the date manually by pressing this button. So it will go to 5, 6, so on and so forth. This button will help you to change the month. Okay, if you can see, when I press this button, the right subdial hand moves. Okay, now on the on the left hand side, the secondary crown moves the internal bezel of the watch. So it has some fancy numbers, but I am not entirely sure what is the use of that particular subdial, but probably in our next video we can talk about that. और जो नीचे वाला button है, this button changes the week. Okay, and as you can see, this is the heart of the watch wherein all the power is stored. Not sure if you can see it, but if you look closely, there is a very thin spring wherein the power gets stored, and based on that your the watch hand moves. Back of the watch, like I said, we have the branding of the company. Not sure if you can see the model number. Okay, if you can focus here, it's A212, that's the model number of this watch. Okay, let's quickly check how heavy is this watch. One thing to be considered is कि जब मैंने ये watch लिया था, it came with a stainless steel strap, but I got that changed to leather because the look of this watch feels better when you actually wear it with a leather strap. Let's quickly check the weight of this watch. So it weighs around 100 grams. See, yeah. So it weighs around 100 grams, which is not very heavy. So people who prefer light watches, this watch is definitely recommended for all of them. Leather strap is an additional accessory which can be bought from any of the watch stores. That will go very complimentary with the look of this watch. I'm now going to talk about 2 points which could have increased the overall value of the watch and the performance as well. First thing is the water resistance ability. This watch comes with 30 meter of water resistance, and that is very basic. 30 meter water resistance matlab it can only take accidental water splashes or mild drizzling if you are in the rainy season. At least agar 50 meter bhi rehta, then that would have been a lot better. Second thing is the information about the glass used on this watch. Now generally in all the automatic watches, leaving apart the luxury brands, we get at least mineral glass which has the scratch resistant property. Now I don't know what type of glass is used in this watch because I did not find that information in any of the websites, so that information could have been helpful. So in my opinion, this timepiece is value for money. Does not go very heavy on your pocket. People who do not want to spend a lot of money buying an automatic watch, they can definitely try this. I've been using with this watch for over 3 years and I have not come across a single problem so far. And if used and serviced properly, this timepiece can be passed on, or this timepiece can work for years and years without giving any problem. I hope this video would be helpful for people who are looking forward to buy their first automatic watch. In case if you have any specific questions, do post that in my comment section and I will try my level best to answer those. तो दोस्तों आज का वीडियो हम यहीं पे कंक्लूड करते हैं. होप यू लाइक द वीडियो. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आया तो लाइक और शेयर ज़रूर करें. अगर आप मेरे चैनल पर पहली बार आ रहे हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें और साथ ही साथ बेल आइकन ज़रूर दबा दीजिए. In case if you have any specific questions pertaining to any automatic watches or this watch in particular, please feel free to post that in my comment section and I will try my level best to answer your questions. मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए stay safe and thank you for watching.